I'm Ernesto Garcia, your Governmental Affairs, Communications, and Marketing Director for the Greater El Paso Association of Realtors. And Happy New Year and welcome to 2025 and another edition of our podcast known as Get Going with GEPAR. Please like and subscribe no matter where you're listening or watching this podcast. And as always, at GEPAR, we plan to keep you up to date on what's going on in our area. And of course, we want to keep you up to date what's going on with the latest in the real estate market as we head into 2025. That being said, we're welcoming the president of GEPAR for 2025, Thelma Briffa. She is our guest here. And Thelma, welcome to 2025. You're already starting, and it just seems like last year you were vice chair. Now it's the president. But it seems like it goes pretty fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And thank you, Ernesto, for having me. I'm super excited about being here and being your 2025 GEPAR president. And I'm honored. I'm honored to be part of this.
Well, we just kind of get the idea. Has it hit you yet? You're like, okay, I'm now in charge here and president of GEPAR. There's a lot of things coming in. I'm sure your mind's got to be wondering what to expect for the future, right?
Right. Yeah, it's hitting me because I'm here. Like, oh no, I got to go film this with Ernesto. So yeah, it came quick. As much preparation as you plan, it's still, when it comes, it just, okay, it's here. And we just got to get into it. We just have to jump in and do what we need to do.
Well, speaking of jumping in right into 2025, what are your primary goals for GEPAR in 2025?
We want to continue to grow our membership. We want to continue to be relevant, keep going with our strategic goals, being relevant to our members, offering as much education, empowering. Our slogan this year is empowering minds, igniting change. And for two reasons. There's a lot of changes going on in our industry. There's a lot of changes in technology around the world, how we do things. And so we want to empower our agents, our realtors' minds and their careers to help them be better, more successful. And we want to just be relevant for them. We want to be here for them.
That being said, what are some of the benefits that you would tell a new realtor or a seasoned realtor that they're going to get in 2025 when they stay with GEPAR and continue to grow their business?
Well, I think with of course, we've got the continuing education classes that we have, but with all the committee chairs, we're all excited for all the new chairs and all the new committee members. I'm looking at some of their events that they have for the year, and starting with TreePack, it's already kicking off to some fantastic events they're going to have this year. I think just continuing to be part of GEPAR, just, coming and participating, you'll learn a lot. I'm amazed that sometimes governmental affairs, just this last year, I joined for the first time last year, and wow, I've learned some really interesting things, got to meet some really important people, made friends, and I've been making friends here at the association for a long time. I just don't see us as realtors, but just continuing to be professional with each other, trusting each other, and just collaborating together. You'd be surprised how many realtors that are not in your office that you could friend with and share just some nice practices.
I would say, if you're talking about being involved in committees, would it be fair to say that when people get involved in committees, no matter if you've been here for years or you've just been a realtor for a few months, signing up, joining in, getting to know, let's say, for example, our affiliates committee, knowing some of our committees in Realtor Builder, that those are going to be the past network and that will help you in your future. And these are the people that you can depend on to help your business grow? Absolutely.
I'm going to give you a really good example because I've been getting involved not only in the association with committees or events. I'm also part of the Women's Council of Realtors. And one thing I've learned is some of my best friends I've met throughout these committees and leadership events. What's nice is, whenever you're going to have an offer and you've met someone in person and collaborated with them, and something else, it just makes it a whole lot easier to be able to send your presentation, your offers, when you're doing a transaction, that that person and that person is credible, that person's involved, that person's easily to get accessible to. And because it's continuing education, or we're empowering minds through events and these events that they put together, we know that who we're working with.
Well, what advice are you going to give to your new committee chairs? Obviously, we got so many committees that we're involved with here at GEPAR, but there's a lot of new faces. They're coming into the new year. What advice are you giving to them, and what do you hope that they're able to accomplish throughout the year?
Well, my first advice would be have fun. I think have fun, delegate, share, let others participate with you, delegate some of these tasks, and think of new ideas. And even if you think that you have a crazy idea or no one's going to want to listen to it, bring it to the committee, because you'd be surprised on how people can have some great committee or ideas to have an event, and they might think it's not worth bringing it up, but it is. And sometimes people might have been thinking of the same idea but didn't bring it up. So we're hoping that with a lot of the new fresh agents coming in and some of the other agents that are just joining committees, that hopefully they can bring some great new ideas.
Well, a lot of great new ideas, a lot of great new thoughts. That being said, what is your outlook for the real estate market in El Paso in 2025? As you know, as we not only have members watching, but we have members of the community who are getting to see what goes on, may have an opinion of what happened after last year with all the lawsuits and everything that was going through. But what do you see the real estate market looking like in El Paso in 2025 as we head to the future?
Well, I think a lot of realtors, especially the buyer's agents, have finally embraced, having to do the buyer rep agreement. I think it's a great thing to have. It keeps it clear and understanding of your fiduciary duties and what the client should expect and what you should expect. You set your expectations for both parties. I think that I've always seen El Paso as a great economic for realtors. I've embraced the downtimes as much as I've embraced the super duper busy times. But real estate always comes in waves. It's never a straight line going up, going down. It's just comes in waves. And, hopefully you continue to build your business. And real estate I always feel is one of the best investments in the United States. And of course, we're pro home ownership.
Well, I'll tell you what, not only that, we're pro private property rights, and we're here as your association to help you out and also make sure that the message is clear. You can depend on computers, you can depend on smartphones, there can be AI machines, but when it comes down to it, on that 196-step process, the realtor is the key and the difference to making sure you get the home that we provide for families.
Yeah, continue to build those relationships and making long life relationships.
Well, as always, you're volunteering your time to come out here. We appreciate your time to volunteer, and to all our members, we hope that you're ready for a successful 2025. Thelma, if any member wants to get a hold of you, has an idea, wants to talk to you, how can they reach you?
Oh, they can call me easily on my cell phone, 915-204-1234. I am on the MLS. You can find me in the directories there as well. And then our office is on Mesa, and sometimes it looks like I'm going to be hanging out here a lot this year.
I think I've heard that a lot from presidents. That phone number again, because it's kind of a unique one.
915-204-1234.
204-1234. Well, at least you didn't get 8675309. Okay, that would have
You
been.
can text me, email me as well.
So all members have that opportunity to reach out to you
absolutely.
during regular business hours. Okay, let's put that in there. So always just to make sure that goes through. Thelma, I look forward to working with you in 2025. And of course, we're going to keep going, get going with GEPAR. Our podcast will continue. As Tony Delgado says, we'll be bringing in a lot more people to talk to you about what's going on, making sure that the information gets to our members, because communication is key.
Absolutely, Ernesto. And thank you so much for doing such a great job. We're so honored to have you.
Well, thank you very much. And we thank you for joining us. Once again, like and subscribe no matter where you're listening, watching us on any of the social media platforms. Soon, we're going to be expanding even more on our Get Going with GEPAR podcast, even to other platforms as well. And as always, we thank you for watching and joining us as well. If you have an idea for a podcast, all you have to do is reach out to me and email me or Tony Delgado. Tony Delgado is the CEO at tdelgado@gepar.org. I'm Ernesto Garcia at egarcia@gepar.org. And we thank you for joining us. And that's who we are.